Cowboys fans, brace yourselves. CeeDee Lamb just dropped a bombshell about his contract talks, and it's got the whole NFL buzzing. Is Dallas about to lose its star receiver? You won't believe what he said. Stay tuned for the full story that's shaking up America's team. Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. Today, we've got a bombshell for you, straight from the star wide receiver himself. CeeDee Lamb has just dropped a blunt response about his ongoing contract talks with the Dallas Cowboys. And boy, it's got everyone talking. But before we dive into the juicy details, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on the freshest Cowboys content. Alright, let's get right into it. CeeDee Lamb, the Cowboys' electrifying wide receiver, has been the talk of the town lately. And it's not just because of his insane catches or his game-changing plays on the field. No, folks. It's all about the money, and we're talking big money. In a recent interview with local Dallas media, Lamb was asked about the progress of his contract negotiations with the Cowboys. Now, we all know how these things usually go. Players typically give vague, politically correct answers, saying things like, "We're working on it," or "I'm just focused on football." But not CeeDee. Oh no, he decided to take a different route entirely. When pressed about the contract situation, Lamb looked the reporter dead in the eye and said, and I quote, "Look, I'm not here to play games. I want to be paid what I'm worth, and right now, the Cowboys aren't showing me the money." Wow, talk about dropping a bomb. This is the kind of raw, unfiltered honesty we rarely see from NFL players, especially when it comes to contract negotiations. But let's break this down a bit, shall we? First off, let's talk about CeeDee Lamb's value to the Cowboys. Since being drafted 17th overall in the 2020 NFL Draft, Lamb has been nothing short of spectacular. In his rookie year, he racked up 74 receptions for 935 yards and 5 touchdowns. Not bad for a first-year player, right? But he was just getting started. In his second year, Lamb exploded onto the scene, becoming Dak Prescott's go-to target. He finished the season with 79 catches for 1,102 yards and 6 touchdowns. And last season? Well, he took it to another level entirely, hauling in 107 receptions for 1,359 yards and 9 touchdowns. That's elite production, folks. But it's not just about the numbers. Lamb has become the heart and soul of the Cowboys' passing attack. His route running is crisp, his hands are reliable, and his ability to make plays after the catch is second to none. He's a true game changer, the kind of player that keeps defensive coordinators up at night. So, when Lamb says he wants to be paid what he's worth, he's not just blowing smoke. He's earned the right to ask for top dollar. But here's where things get interesting and potentially problematic for the Cowboys. The wide receiver market has exploded in recent years. We've seen guys like Tyreek Hill, Davante Adams, and J. Brown sign massive contracts. Hill's deal with the Miami Dolphins, for example, is worth $30 million per year. Adams is getting $28 million annually from the Las Vegas Raiders. These numbers are astronomical, and they've set a new standard for elite wide receivers. Now, is CeeDee Lamb in that same tier? That's the million-dollar question, or should I say, the $30 million question. While Lamb's production has been impressive, he hasn't quite reached the consistent, year-after-year, dominance of a Hill or an Adams. But he's young, he's improving every year, and his ceiling is through the roof. This puts the Cowboys in a tough spot. On one hand, they know they have a potential superstar on their hands. Lamb is the type of player you build an offense around, the kind of talent that doesn't come along every day. On the other hand, the Cowboys have always been notoriously tight with their purse strings when it comes to contract negotiations. We've seen this play out before, with players like Dez Bryant and DeMarco Murray. The Cowboys have a history of playing hardball in negotiations, sometimes to their detriment. They let Murray walk after his incredible 2014 season, and while that worked out okay for them in the long run, it was a controversial decision at the time. But here's the thing: the NFL landscape has changed. Player empowerment is at an all-time high, and stars are more willing than ever to hold out or even demand trades if they feel undervalued. The Cowboys need to tread carefully here because alienating a player of Lamb's caliber could have serious consequences. Now, let's talk about the potential fallout from Lamb's comments. First and foremost, this puts enormous pressure on the Cowboys' front office. Jerry Jones and company now know that Lamb is willing to go public with his frustrations. This could be a negotiating tactic, sure, but it's also a clear sign that Lamb isn't afraid to ruffle some feathers to get what he wants. This could also have an impact in the locker room. Lamb is well respected by his teammates, and if they see him being undervalued by the organization, it could create some tension. Football is a business, yes, but team morale is crucial to success on the field. There's also the possibility that other teams are watching this situation closely. If the Cowboys can't get a deal done with Lamb, you can bet there will be plenty of suitors lining up to throw money at him when he becomes a free agent. The thought of Lamb in another uniform is probably giving Cowboys fans nightmares right about now. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still plenty of time for the Cowboys and Lamb to work out a deal. The question is, how much is Jerry Jones willing to budge? We all know Jerry loves his stars, and he's not afraid to open up the checkbook when he feels it's necessary. But he's also a shrewd businessman who doesn't like to overpay. One thing's for sure, this situation is far from over. Lamb's comments have set the stage for what could be a dramatic and potentially contentious negotiation process. The Cowboys will need to decide quickly whether they want to meet Lamb's demands or risk losing one of the brightest young stars in the NFL. And while you're down there, don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. It really helps out the channel and lets me know you want more content like this. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest Cowboys news and analysis.